this school to play ball, and that's it. I don't want nothing to do with white people. I don't believe that they want anything to do with I don't want no. It's me and my boys. We going to high school together. We here to hoop.
LeBron James admits he didn't always trust white people.
It took me a little while, right, to kind of adjust to it.
During the NBA star's HBO show, The Shop, he opened up about life at his mostly white, exclusive private high school.
What's good, y'all? It's King T's. Welcome back to Throughout the Association. And I'm not going to lie to y'all, it was some clickbait with that title. I'm going to keep it real, although it wasn't really, because that is the actual situation. The title is what went down. Just the context, it may not be exactly what y'all may think. Let me explain. Now, Lakers GM or co-GM Rob Pelinka, ever since they got LeBron, all the Lakers executives, they've been sitting back watching the Lakers practice and work out together. And Rob gave some insight into these workouts recently in his interview, where he said a situation he saw go down recently. Rob said he saw a Lakers teammate, a mystery teammate, drop one of LeBron passes because he didn't expect it to come. And that's when LeBron asked him, "Man, do you like your teammate?" Said, "Yeah." And LeBron told him, "Well, get your hands ready or I'm going to break your nose." Now, exactly who this teammate is, that's up for everyone to guess. But, assuming from what was said, I think it's safe to say it was a perimeter player, because it sounded like they was doing what most LeBron teammates do. Stand still behind line and run past you. Well, I told y'all, this Lakers system should be very different than the Cavaliers, because they got much more versatile players. And if it's not, I'm blaming LeBron. But it sounds like he already getting them ready to do.
Woj and Ramona are reporting that Lou Aldane gave $7.5 million back to the Lakers in a buyout. What that means is the Lakers now have $38 million in cap space next summer towards 2019 free agency. And that means they can offer a maximum contract to one of these
One is how it should, and one is how it should be as simple as this. It's another year that he did not win a title. And if people want to do the Jordan LeBron thing, I am totally fine with people saying 6 championships versus 3 championships. It's the back end of the conversation where we include finals losses, but not first, second, or third round losses that I find so intellectually dishonest. It makes me uncomfortable. The idea that LeBron would have been better off when he was down 3-2 against Boston and not in the final 2 games of that series, averaging 41, 13, and 9 to get his team a home winning game 6 and a road winning game 7, because then he'd still just be 3 and 5 in the finals, I find to be laughable and intellectually dishonest. But how will it? It will, because people are just going to shout 3 and 6. They're going to say he's now got as many finals losses as Jordan has championships. He's now approaching Jerry West's 8 finals losses. Like, that's how it will happen, because people are either, to use the words I just used, intellectually dishonest, or they're just naturally illogical. How it should be, okay, so there's been 2 sweeps in the NBA Finals. LeBron was involved in both of them. What did they have in common? Oh, they're the 2 worst teams to make an NBA Finals in the last 15 years. We're the 2 teams LeBron took there in 07 and 2018.
Right, there's a lot of ways to make the comparison. For the people on the Jordan corner, like it's whatever information is compiled after this, like it won't matter. Like it won't matter what they say, because that 6-0 it's an unapproachable record. But what LeBron and what Nick is saying, especially those 2 bookends, if LeBron wasn't to win another NBA championship, his record would be 3 and 6. But in those 9 championship series, he was underdog 7 times. So it wasn't like his team underperformed with him. Now, if he had gone into these 9 and he was the favorite 7 times and he only won 3 of them, then that would be very incriminating evidence. But I just believe the first championship and this last one, if his career was to end, his record really should be 3 and 4, because getting them to the championship at 22 was remarkable. And we saw this season. Now, we're not 20 years removed now. We're watching it in real time. No NBA player would have gotten that Cavs team to the championship. So how can I hold it? And Nick, I'm big on the championships because that's the way you judge NBA players. But I can't hold his mastery of the regular season and the playoffs against him getting this team to the finals.
Here's the thing, just quickly. You should be big on the championships. I've never said championships don't matter. While it is a team accomplishment, we know in the NBA the best players have the biggest impact on winning or losing compared to other sports. Championships absolutely matter. And we can go down the list. Best player on a championship team. Shaq was 3 times. Kobe was twice. Magic was 4 times. Kareem was twice. Bird was 3 times. LeBron was 3 times. Jordan was 6 times. That is the biggest feather in his cap and one that he has on the league. I don't mind people counting championships. It's counting finals losses as if they are worse than first, second, or third round losses. That just makes no sense to anybody. It makes no sense if you actually get into it that, you know what would have been bad for Michael Jordan? If in 1995, when they were down 3-2 against Orlando in the second round, when he went 8 of 19 and they lost to knock it out of the second round, if Jordan had scored 50, and they win that series, they go on to the NBA Finals, and then lose to Akeem and the Rockets. That'd have been bad for Jordan. Of course it wouldn't have.
Right. And one thing that I don't like is I believe that when you lose in these rounds, you know what you don't get to see, Jenna? You don't see 70, 40-point efforts. So let's say the Cavs lose. So let's use an equal amount we can. Let's say they lose against the Pacers. All right? How many 40-point games LeBron have
since then?
Since that.
He had 6, because he had 8 in these playoffs.
Now, you tell me that wasn't worth it. Now, so when people look at the record, they won't look at the totality, the impact, because it'll be like distant history, and they'll pick the things that they want. But what
this one started with Skip, because I want to know what you think. What is going on here?
Just for the record, I've covered the NBA even longer than my man Chris Broussard has. I started covering. The NBA 1977, and I covered Los Angeles Lakers. So I've been a little while, and I've seen this team now set team I can ever remember. Maybe I'm forgetting one somewhere along the trail, but I don't think so. Because let me just count the ways. Michael Beasley, loved his game, loved him before his draft. He's now been on 7 teams in 11 years for a reason. Rajon Rondo's been on 6 teams in the last 5 years for a reason. Lance Stevenson has been on 7 teams in the last 6 years for a reason.
The Los Angeles Lakers have essentially finalized their roster with the most recent signing of Michael Beasley to yet another one-year contract, leaving the Lakers with a general idea of what their 15-man roster will look like entering the 2019 season. Having so many starting caliber players on the roster gives LA the advantage of toying around with multiple different team lineups that I'll go through. Their depth lineup, their defensive lineup, their closing lineup, and more. First, we'll go over the starting lineup that Los Angeles is most likely to use to start the season, but as the season
To try to help make sense, at least for me, of what the Lakers are surrounding LeBron with. And now we're adding interesting pieces, but guys that personality-wise, I'm trying to figure out how you can bring in a Lance Stevenson, a JaVale McGee, a Rajon Rondo, and how you make these pieces and these personalities